Happy Self Care Sunday, everyone. You're tuned into Her Words, Her Truth podcast. And I just wanted to say, I hope everyone had a great week. I hope it was a positive week for the most part. I hope that you were able to accomplish some of your goals and that you were a little less stressed than you may have started the week off. And that going forward this week, that you just have a productive and positive week ahead. I wanted to say something about giving yourself a little bit of grace. I'm going to steal this one from my bestie. She's always like, give yourself some grace, give yourself some grace. So basically, when we have goals and we have things that we want to do, or we have, things we got to get done during the course of a week or the course of a day, it gets very overwhelming. And oftentimes we kind of down ourselves if we don't make everything happen, if we don't succeed at everything we set out to do. And what I'm learning is that sometimes you have to give yourself some grace. You're not a superwoman. As much as we are empowered and we're strong women and strong men and we think we can do everything, it's always going to be something that can't be done just because it's not enough hours in a day. Some things take longer than we anticipated. Maybe that store run took an hour or two longer than you thought. Maybe your child had a meltdown today. Maybe you just weren't feeling well. You weren't feeling yourself and you got your day started a little later. There's nothing wrong with it. The point is to keep going. If you feel like you're not at your best or you're not doing your best, at least you did something. It's nothing like knowing you set out to do something and you succeeded in it. But at the same time, it's too much to carry the burden of, well, I should have gotten this done, or I wish I had succeeded in this, and you're just carrying that around with you. Because that weight that you're carrying, that's weighing you down, is what's keeping you from pushing harder or trying again. And that's not what you want. If something doesn't work out the first time or the second or even the third time, you want to be able to just try again. You don't want to just feel so defeated that you give up on yourself. That's not how we want things to go. And these are things that we also have to teach our children, that if things don't always work out the way you would like them to, maybe it's for a reason. It's a reason that you didn't get the job. It's a reason that maybe you didn't pass that test, or it's a reason you didn't get chosen for the team, or whatever the case may be. Because at the moment, it may feel real bad and you may not feel so good about yourself. You may feel even a little discouraged, but it's going to come a point, maybe a day or two later, or maybe even a month later, when you're going to look back on that situation and say, you know what? It's a reason that this didn't happen at this time. It's a reason that this didn't work out the way that I wanted it to. And maybe something better came along for you, So give yourself some grace. It's okay. Don't push yourself to the point of overwhelming feelings where it's like you got too much on you. Do what you can with what you have. Do what you can at that moment. But don't feel bad if everything doesn't get accomplished in the time frame that you've set for yourself. We set the most unrealistic time frames for ourselves. Like, get married, have a kid by 20-something, be a CEO by 33, and be a millionaire by 40. Like, we set these standards, in our society where you have to do things in a certain time frame. I'm one that can say I did everything out of order. Not to say that, some things I wish I did do in a correct order so that things were aligned and, the way that they should be, or that they would have worked out a little bit better. But I don't have any sense of a timeline on when things should get done. It just kind of happened, or I just did it at the moment when I felt it was right. But give yourself some grace. If everything doesn't work out right now, or something doesn't go as planned, it could be everyone doesn't believe in God, but it could be the universe's way of telling you now's not the time. And it could be a thing where you feel you're ready, and maybe it's something that takes more of a mental strength that you don't have right now. Or maybe you need to get your emotions in check. Maybe you need to study and research a little more of what it is you're trying to do. Whatever the case may be, it's okay. There's some things, it doesn't matter how hard you work, how much you try to force it, it's not going to happen. And it's not always just because of you. It's just the timing. If things aren't done in the right time, it'll mess everything else up. Everything is like a ripple effect. So if you do one thing at this point and you do it too soon, that one choice, that one decision you made has an effect on the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life. So don't always force it, even though you may feel you need it or you want to do this thing so bad or you feel you're so ready. If you're trying it and it's not working, don't force it. Sometimes you just got to let stuff happen and things will begin to slowly fall into place. But please give yourself some grace. Don't hold that over yourself. Don't hold on to what didn't happen. Don't hold on to the feelings of negativity or the feelings of defeat and, just disgruntlement because you feel you weren't where you were supposed to be at a certain time or you didn't meet certain goals and dreams and aspirations. The fact that you even dreamt that dream or that you even set out for that goal or you started to reach that goal, that's what matters most, the effort that you put in. But sometimes that effort also requires patience. So you got to give yourself patience, give yourself grace, and understand that just because things didn't come to fruition at the time you wanted them to does not mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean your life is horrible. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means it wasn't time. And that's all I want to say, that sometimes it's okay that you didn't make things happen at the moment you thought you should have. We don't always know the ins and outs of things. We don't always know the reasoning behind why things didn't work out. But for whatever reason, they did. And eventually you'll find out what happened and why it didn't happen at that time. And you may realize that it's a good thing that didn't work out for you then, because that could have impacted something else that came later on, So just give yourself some grace this week. Give yourself and get patience. Learn patience, because sometimes what you want, you're going to have to wait for. And sometimes the reason it's not working out is because you don't have the patience. You don't have the endurance to just stand still and just kind of wait for things to hash out the way they should. So I hope everyone has a great week going forward. Stay positive. Try to stay away from the negativity. And if you even sense the negative thoughts or anything creeping into your mind, just kind of look towards something else that gives you a brighter outlook. Look to something else that gives you more positivity. I hope everyone has a blessed, prosperous week and a productive week. And I will check back in with you on Saturday.